bar, boat rides, bikes, fishing, just about everything you could want. Disney's Dixie Landing Resort, deep in the heart of Disney.
Well, here with us now is someone who's been to Florida an incredible 9 times, an absolute expert on what to see and what to do. She is a real big Disney enthusiast, and she's Sue Langby, and not just an ordinary Disney enthusiast, are you? Actually edited a magazine?
That's right, yeah. yes. I did that for 5 years.
What sort of things did you put in here?
Well, in the magazine was everything to do with Disney. There was a strong link with the theme parks because it's so fast-moving and things change all the time, and so I was putting updated information in there. But it's also to do with the new films coming out and the animation and the merchandise, of course.
Brilliant. So what sort of thing, you as the world-famous expert then on Disney, what sort of things do you recommend people do on holiday?
I recommend, first of all, before they even book, that they read up about it. There's various books you can get. The Birnbaum is the Bible of Disney. You need to look and see when is a decent time to go, because for most people in the United Kingdom it's a long way to go, and they want to make the most of it. To make the most of it, they don't want to go in the busiest time for America when they maybe can't get on any of the rides. So I think it's important to read and to do your bit of investigation first.
So this is the one you're talking about first, this Birnbaum's thing here?
They're all Birnbaum.
Oh, they're all out, right?
Yeah,
okay.
one is written by children for children. One is without children, if you're going without children, so you can visit the park without children, so it's your guide without children. And one is if you've got children, you've got the guide to go for your own particular
And they are available in
any news agents, yes.
Right.
Yes.
The great thing about Disney is that they're constantly updating and opening new things, and this year is no exception, is it?
That's right, that's right. They've got the main thing that's going to be opening this year, or the new attraction, is going to be Fantasmic, which is going to be at the MGM Studios, and this is going to be, it's going to be superb. It'll blow your minds if you've never seen it.
What's going to happen?
What is it?
Well, they've got it in California, and it's been there for a number of years. I've actually seen the Californian version of it, but obviously the second version is always going to be better. It's being purpose-built this time at the MGM Studios. They're making tiered seating, so if you can imagine, there's going to be seating for 7,000 people in.
Wow.
And there's going to be standing for 3,000, so there can be a total of 10,000 people who are going to watch this show nightly, twice a night, 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock every night.
That's 20,000 people per day are going to see this show?
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes.
Good grief. All right, well, listen, we could speak for weeks and weeks and weeks. We're going to have to distill it down. Yes. We'll be speaking more about Disney in a moment, so you stay with us for the moment. Thank you. And those of you who are planning to live and breathe Disney World should stay, perhaps, at the Radisson Resort Parkway Hotel. So with us is Sue, who's chatting about Disney. She's a Disney buff, a Disney enthusiast, a Disney fanatic, probably, yes. And until recently edited the magazine. Now, we were talking there about a new ride, or a new experience that's opening this year called Fantasmic, right?
That's right, yes.
So you started to explain what's actually going to be in it. It's already running in California, but what's going to happen?
Right. It's a show. It's not a ride. Okay, you sit down. It's a show with pyrotechnics, laser, music, action, everything happening, but it's got secrets. I can't tell you the way things are done, but it would start, for instance, with Mickey conducting the waves, and they'd be moving up and down, and the water would shoot up, and you'd have stars which would appear on the water. So you're sitting back there. There's a mountain behind it, 40 foot high, on this island. It's a 40-foot mountain, and sort of halfway through, a dragon, 40-foot dragon, will come out from the mountain. He will breathe fire and set the lake on fire. Mickey then comes up. It appears as if he's coming up through the water on a fountain. So as this fountain rises, Mickey is atop this mountain. This is a live Mickey actually moving. It's
the real Mickey.
The real Mickey,
yes. And
there's only one.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes, yes. And he's actually attacks the dragon with laser, and he kills him at the end. That's the. I'm sorry to spoil the ending. He does actually, but I mean, he has to have a happy ending. But all this is. I mean, this lasts for an hour or so. But I mean, I can't obviously explain to you in words. It's something that you'd have to see, and once you've seen it, you would just be, as I say, blown away with it.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. 10,000 people at a sitting watching something like that. Wonderful.
That's right.
And what happens for the 4th of July, for Independence Day at
well,
Disney?
The Independence Day, I mean, they have fireworks every day, obviously, in Disney and MGM. They all have fireworks, and they're all pretty spectacular. But then probably if you add all the fireworks together, they've at all the parks, then on Independence Day, which is their big day, then this is what happens on their Independence Day. I think for UK people it might be a time to have actually avoid the parks on 4th of July. You get something like 90,000 people probably in the park.
Good
And
grief. All queuing up for the ride.
that's right.
Horrendous.
It is their big. It is the big day
Sure.
for them.
Sure. Well, we might as well give them one day. What about this university or institute of Disney? Now, who enrolls? Who goes there? And what do you actually get taught?
Well, the institute, the Disney Institute, anybody can go along. They did start off originally whereby you had to book into the institute and have a 3-day thing there, but they found it wasn't really for people. It was rather expensive that way, and people wouldn't take the opportunity. They wouldn't take 3 days away from it. But now they've opened it up so that you can go on a day basis. So you can have one day at the institute, and it costs in the region of about £30, very cheap. And you can do all manner of things. You can do cookery with chocolate, you can do animation cells, you can do broadcasting. If you fancy yourself as a newsreader, they'll take you in for the morning session, they'll show you how to act with cameras and show you it, and then you get a video at the end of it and all this sort of thing.
Hey, we must
so
try that.
there's a whole range.
Yeah.
You do have to book in advance though, so you have to send for their schedule.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
it's all
More to
sorts.
talk about later.
See
You
if we
fancy
can-
being a broadcaster?
I'd love to try that.
Let's
The
go to
Mickey
Disney.
Mouse School. Yeah.
Well, lots of people say you come from the Mickey Mouse School of
It
Broadcasting.
has been said before.
Well, we have details of so many great places out to stay in Orlando that every so often we have to pause and give you a quick recap. So here's one coming now. First, with us now we have Sue Langbeer, who is a Disney nut, a Disney
That's a good way
fanatic.
to put it.
How many times have you been over there?
I've been to Florida about 9 or 10 times now.
Good grief.
That's that park. Of course, I've been to the other parks as well, but for
Yeah.
Florida is wonderful. I mean,
You
they
do
do have
love
the
it.
weather, don't they?
Well, exactly. Now, we're talking about all things to do at Disney, and can you actually get behind the scenes, see how it's all put together?
Yes, you can. In specific areas, of course, you take the behind-the-scenes tours. There are different ones that you can do there. At the Epcot, for instance, if you're interested in gardens, you can see, I mean, they've got some wonderful gardens, and if you see the World Showcase, it's got gardens in all the different parts of the world. So you might not know, for instance, the plants in these gardens are the ones that are indigenous to that particular part of the world and not, not just Florida plants. So if you want to get on that tour, you can do that tour, and you get to go and look at these, the place before it opens to the public. So in fact you see it with the experts who explain to you about all the different plants and things, and you see it in a bit of comfort as well, obviously without the crushes.
Without the crowds, yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So that's not behind the scenes as such, but I mean what that does is to tell you more about that particular aspect of it. To go behind the scenes at Epcot, there's the Hidden Treasures. They've got a tour called the Hidden Treasures of Epcot. That is front of house. They tell you about all the different buildings and things, but then behind the scenes, they take you to the costuming area.
Oh, I bet that's
backstage,
interesting.
and that is wonderful to see actually how the costumes are all done. So.
You don't get anything to try and yarn on?
No, you'd be there forever and a day. But I mean, you get to find out things like, about hidden perspectives and things like that. I mean, one of the back to front ones is for instance, at the America Pavilion, where normally with these perspectives they make things appear bigger, don't they? I mean, that's the normal thing, so they want to make things appear bigger. But with the American thing, because it's tradition to only have 2 stories, they don't want it to look bigger, but it needs to be big because of what's inside it and the show that's inside it. So they've actually done a reverse one there, and they've made it look smaller. It's bigger than it looks, so it's
Right.
just that sort of thing.
Tell me, you never, when you're there, see Mickey coming out of the staff headquarters or out the toilet or anything like that. He just appears. So how do these people, so how does Mickey and Donald, how do they get to where they're going?
Well, if I talk about the Magic Kingdom in particular, the Magic Kingdom has got a series of corridors underneath. It's actually built on a higher level. The ground is underneath all the corridors, so that the people from all the other characters and all the people in the different lands never appear out of their costume in a land that doesn't, that's not right for them. So they go into the corridors, and you can actually, again, that's another tour you can do. You can actually do it. They'll explain to you various things about the Magic Kingdom, and then you go down to look at the corridors underneath. They keep a close eye on your mind. The other thing you get to see down there is the computer room that works all of the animatronics and all the sort of things above ground. So it's a fascinating
Absolutely.
thing.
And with the way they create these illusions.
That's right.
Talking of which, David Copperfield's opening something new there, isn't he?
That's right. The David Copperfield restaurant is opening again at MGM Studios. It's going to open in the autumn. It's not actually David Copperfield in person. He has been taken on to advise on some of the tricks and things. It's actually, I believe, because they don't let out too many secrets, but I believe it's things that happen around you. You're sitting having your dinner and somebody gets sawn in half. Now, it could be you, because it's an audience involvement thing, with or without your... I mean, it's the illusion. I can't imagine how it's going to be done, so it's one of the things I should be very keen to get to see when it... But it's not going to be a very high cover price, and it's going to be something that is... I mean, you can't really imagine it. You're going to have to go and see it, but it's illusions that happen around you and involve you. That's all they'll tell you. So they're really just whetting your
another
appetite.
trip. I wonder where she stays. She must have a fortune, mustn't she?
Oh, you can tell. Look at the way she dresses. Where do you stay when you go over there to see all these Disney places?
Well, actually, I don't stay on site because, again, I mean, I like Disney, but I also like to see the rest. I mean,
Sure.
Orlando's got so much to offer. So normally we stay on International Drive. There's a whole selection of very good hotels along International Drive. And this is where all the competition goes on for the eating places as well.
Great.
So
That's good to know that that's where an expert stays,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well, thanks very much. Thanks for coming all the way, because you come from Devon.
That's right,
Up
yes.
to London to be with
Yes.
us today. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now then, all the hotels you've seen a couple of minutes ago and a couple you saw before we went to the call centre are actually based around the bustling International Drive, as recommended by Sue. Now, this is an excellent area to be in, particularly if you want to go wild and enjoy Orlando's shopping facilities. Let's just have another